No, I like these names.
Hold on, Mizzy Mams. Oh, sorry, I'm trying to figure out how to mute myself. That was my dog wanting to go outside. How do I mute me?
Hello?
Hello.
Hi.
Hello.
Hi, everyone. Welcome to the webinar. My name is Malin. I am the project manager with Civicor, who actually hosts Brazos Valley Gives. I'm going to give us a couple more minutes to make sure we have everyone in here who is looking to attend, and then we'll start.
So while we're waiting for everyone to join, this is Patricia Gerling with the Community Foundation of the Brazos Valley and Brazos Valley Gives. And on behalf of our Brazos Valley Gives team, I just want to welcome everybody back. We had an awesome year last year. I think you're going to see a lot of new opportunities relative to the dashboard that Civicor now has, and still very simple registration process, and you've got most of the work behind you from last year, but we've got some new initiatives that we're going to be making available to you later, making available to your giving platform this year, and we'll be featuring those in some short Zoom webinars, most likely in sometime late August and early September, so just stay tuned. But Maylin Brown is from Civicor. She's our project manager and has done a wonderful job so far. Our website is up and running and updated, and we're glad to have you. So I'm going to hand it over to Maylin now.
Thank you, and definitely happy to be here and be a part of this awesome event. We'll go ahead and get started. It doesn't look like anyone's joined super recently. Just so everyone knows, this is being recorded, so it will be posted on social media and on the website later for your reference if you need. or if you know of anyone who is unable to attend, or maybe folks coming in later, this will be available for you to replay again. Alrighty, so just getting started, registration is actually fairly simple, but there is a slight new look and feel from what was last year. So I wanted to go over it with you guys, take the time to show you what it looks like so you don't feel caught off guard by it looking a little bit different. Logging in still happens the same way. You would just navigate to brazosvalleygives.org, hover over the login in the corner and select nonprofit. From there, you will actually see this login screen. So this is a little new. You'll see the option here where it says login as returning organization. This will be, I assume most of you that's on this call participated last year. So this is where you'll look to log back in to your nonprofit profile this year. You may need to reset your password, definitely very common. But resetting the password, that'll just send an email to you with a link. The link's only good for 1 click, and it does expire after 24 hours. So if you accidentally time away from your computer or don't check your email within that 24 hours, you'll just need to request a new password reset. After you click login, you'll actually see this. So this is actually a new face for you as well. You'll only see this once the first time you log in. The reason it's different, it's just a safer way for us to log in and keep your data safe. So we're always looking to improve on our end, making sure donor data, payment information, all that good stuff is as safe as possible. Once you're logged in, it'll populate you on your My Dashboard page. On your My Dashboard page, I want to point out that there's a new status bar here. At first, it will say registration required. This status bar will actually update for you as you're walking through the registration steps. So I'll highlight what some of that looks like as we walk through the presentation. What you'll be looking to do is click this Register My Organization button right next to it. And then step 1 of registration, it will pre-populate the information that you guys had in your profile from last year. It does require you to go through and walk through it again, just in case anything has changed, such as address information, primary contact information, if you want to update your mission statement area, those things. So it'll have you go through your profile again. And of course, update your logo. If you notice, once you're in this step, it does have the filling out profile status here. So say if you didn't finish registration, you had to do something else with your time, you come back and log in and it'll say that you've started, but you're still filling out your profile. I also want you guys to notice up here above the profile information, there is a new status bar that also kind of shows you where you're at in the process. Really just a 3-step process of updating your profile, paying your fee, and then submitting. Once you fill out that profile information, kind of recapping on the profile information, that would be your logo, contact information, mission statement area, testimonies, all the fun stuff of the public facing profile. It'll prompt you to pay your registration fee. So you'll notice on the status bar, it says that you've completed this profile. Just because you've gotten past step 1 does not mean that you cannot go back and edit your profile afterwards. Profile edits actually do not close for some time. It's actually right in mid-September. So you'll have plenty of time to go back and add further information if you find you need to. And then I'm not showing banking information just because it's static and pretty basic details, billing first name, address, card information or bank account, and then CVV code, zip code, things like that. So I just left that off this form just to kind of save space on the PowerPoint. But following that, you would submit this little understand and agree to the terms. and you would want to hit pay fee and submit registration. Once you submit the registration, this will actually submit to Patricia, where she would look to review your organization to approve you or let you know if you might need more information. The third step, while that's also happening, is you can now on this page update your event goal. If you have matching funds, if you have like a peer-to-peer goal, which Patricia and I will actually talk more about peer-to-peer in just a few minutes. So stay tuned for that. But you can update this information here. You can save it or come back to it later. There's another spot for you to fill this in. So if you're not sure what's going on with this right now, you can come back to this later on your My Dashboard. And I think that's either on the next slide or the following for you. Kind of moving back to the profile status area, I wanted to show you how to kind of stay in tune on where you are in the process. Once you submit your registration and you're waiting for Patricia to review it and reply to you, the status, of course, up here in this corner says awaiting review. Once you've been approved, it'll adjust to approved for you. So if you're kind of looking for where you are in the process, seeing if you've registered or not, your My Dashboard area is the perfect place to check your status. And just to highlight some new profile highlights for you, new features that we have available for you. The first one I wanted to show you on your My Dashboard is the milestones area. So taking a look at this, this will show you that August 3rd was when registration opens. The early bird deadline is August 21st. Registration closes September 18th, and so forth. You can also update your goal and matching funds area down on these little widgets down on the bottom of your My Dashboard area. So this is the same thing that I was just referring to on that third registration step. If you need to come back to this, you can find this information on your My Dashboard section to update. Once you're approved, you'll actually have a navigation up here with My Public Profile. You'll navigate here to enter fun information like donation levels, multimedia like photos and videos, and volunteer needs. Of course, events and programs are here for you as well. Donation levels, I'm sure you guys are pretty familiar, but just to kind of go over, donation levels are suggested donations to your donors of things that you might know that you need funds for. So if it's school supplies, backpacks, clothes, food, anything like that, you can label the donation and how much you're suggesting. There will still be a text box for a number that they wish to choose. So even if you do have like 4 suggested donations amounts, they can opt to donate something else to your organization too. I wanted to highlight the multimedia area and show you guys a little bit of what this looks like with it being on the left-hand side now, just because there is a new look and feel of the inside all these tabs on the left-hand side. Once you click in, the add button is always a blue button to the right here. So add multimedia entries, we'll add them all. You can upload photos as well as YouTube videos and Vimeo videos. To upload the videos, you'll just copy your YouTube URL and paste it in. Pretty simple for you. I really wanted to highlight the volunteer needs because volunteers is a bit of a new section we've updated as well. If you guys need anything, you know, you can name what you need it for. If it's a specific organization or program within your nonprofit, feel free to label that. Give a description of what you're looking for. It's really more intriguing for volunteers to have like a backstory on what you're needing. Volunteer hours and pledges will actually be showing on the front end of the website on the donation ticker this year too. So that's something new as well. Next, checking out your My Donations tab. This is where you'll find out your donor information. Similar to last year, you can export this data onto your computer. It exports as an Excel file. Your historical data, so from last year, that will populate in here. You can filter for the data by this transaction date time. So say if after Brazos Valley Gives 2020 concludes, but for some reason you guys need to look at only 2019 data, you can still filter for that and export just 2019 or just 2020, all of it if you want. It's kind of up to you. And from that point, you've already completed registration and you've got a pretty good sense of how to actually navigate through the profile. Pretty streamlined. Once you get into a tab across the top, the sections on the left will always have a blue add button inside of them. And then Patricia does have some things she wants to talk about, but just before we move towards that, does anybody have any questions? You can feel free to unmute yourself if you do.
Malin, let me just, a couple of people have sent me some questions, so let me just do it on their behalf. There was one individual that says, was there an email sent out from Neon Giving Days asking to create a password? That was from Chet Flieger.
Yes, there would have been.
Okay, just making sure I'm not getting fished.
Nope,
Okay.
that's from us.
All right, and I think you've covered this, but we'll just verify it. Can goals be updated during the giving period or only at registration?
Oh yeah, you can update your goal throughout the Gives Day as well. So say if you hit your goal and you want to increase it, of course, to try to meet the next one, you still can update that information on your dashboard, even on the Giving Day.
And what if I have a match and during Gives Day, I meet that match and someone else has come forward and said, I'll give you another $5,000.
Yep, you can update your match on the Gives Day too. It's next to the event goal widget on your My Dashboard as well.
Okay.
Yep.
Let's see. Someone asked, what is the registration fee after 8/21? We have an early bird period through August the 21st? I'm not looking at my calendar here. But that is, if you register by that period of time during the early bird registration period, you're eligible, your nonprofit is eligible to be in a drawing for a $500 prize, okay? So it's just an incentive. We want to encourage everyone. It's very easy, very simple, and very fast to go ahead and register and get your profile completed just so that you're in the system, because then we're going to kind of start shepherding and helping you along, and you'll make sure to get all of the emails that are, you know, designated for participating nonprofits, et cetera. Remember, you can always go back and update your profile, make changes to it, you know, polish it up, et cetera. But so the early bird is just that. I've already got one person that said he's back and he's going to get it again next year and all. So if you want to be in the drawing, and it's literally a drawing out of a hat of all of the nonprofits that have registered by that period of time, then just make sure that you have completed your profile and your registration by that period of time. It's pretty good odds for a $500 gift on top of what you may raise during Gives Day. As well, if this year, if you receive the early bird prize, you will still be eligible for any of the incentive prizes that we will be distributing on Brazos Valley Gives Day, over $20,000 at this point in time. So that's our goal for additional incentive prizes during Gives Day. Any other? We can pay registration by check, correct? Yes, you can pay by check. We kind of prefer you to do it with credit card. It just makes it easier. But if you feel the need to do it by check, yes, you can either just send that to the Community Foundation's post office box. And that is P.O. Box 2622, Bryan, Texas 77805. Let's see, I was late to the Zoom. Is this recorded so I can watch from the beginning? Yes, it is. This PowerPoint that Maylin provided will be posted to the nonprofit resource section of the Brazos Valley Gives website. I encourage you to keep going back to that site because we will be enhancing it and making updates with new information continually throughout Brazos Valley Gives. But we will be posting this PowerPoint presentation as well as the recording from this Zoom webinar as well. Registration, someone asked what is the registration cost? It's the same as it was last year. If your nonprofit has an endowment fund with the Community Foundation, your registration fee is $50. If not, then it's the same as last year, $150. And literally that registration fee goes toward all of the expenses that the Community Foundation has as we try to amplify this effort across the Brazos Valley in obtaining posters, media support through the Eagle, KBTX, as well as incidental expenses associated with just Brazos Valley Gives Day. I think that kind of handles all of the questions, but why don't we go ahead and see if there anybody else that has any questions. Just unmute yourself and come online.
Pat, Mike Blake with the Boy Scouts in Houston.
Yes.
So I tried to create a password and use the email address that y'all sent me the information on it, and it says it doesn't recognize the user. So need a solution for that.
Was this the email that you got originally from Neon One to sign in?
Yeah,
Your
it's been the same. It's the same email. Yes, ma'am.
Okay, yeah, those are only valid actually for 24 hours. So that would be an expired link. So you would have to navigate to the login and request another one.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Of course.
If you have had changes in your nonprofit's administration, I know that there are many times changes within executive directors and marketing directors, et cetera. Just make sure, reach out to me at brazosvalleygives@gmail.com and I'll help you through this process as you may be new to your position and coming into Brazos Valley Gives for the first time. You've got something under your belt though, because most of the hard work has been done last year and you were just fine tuning and polishing your profile as it appears from last year. Any other specific questions? And then we're going to kind of highlight just a few added elements to Brazos Valley Gives this year.
So this is Barbara from St. Vincent de Paul thrift store. So when I register pay, I get accepted. Basically everything that we entered last year is still there, including the logo. So all we need to do is tweak it a little bit.
That's correct.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, so we all recognize that 2020 has just been an unusual year for nonprofit organizations. Not only has that been the case here within the Brazos Valley, but across the state of Texas and across the United States. Because of that, we really want to make this such an enriching experience for all of our nonprofits that participate this year. So to that extent, we are opening up Giving Day beginning on October the 1st. So from October the 1st through Friday, hold on, I gotta look at my calendar. I don't have it right here in front of me. Through October the 21st, Giving Day will be open. It will be just as you saw it last year on Brazos Valley Gives. You can go to your leaderboard and you can go to your dashboard and see all the contributions that are being made on your behalf during that period of time. We want to give nonprofits as well as donors as much time as possible to engage and support our nonprofit community. I've been in a Zoom conference the past 2 days with called Generosity Exchange with Zoom, and I heard messages across the United States and across Texas that this was a most positive experience, and it did not detract from Giving Day, okay? So it just allows you to reach out and cultivate your donors throughout that period of time, whether you're gonna try to get them to give during a particular hour during Gives Day or just throughout that entire period. Remember, it's that rich experience of donor engagement. So to that extent as well, I want to kind of follow up on something that Maylin showed you. You have access to all of the donors that contributed to your cause last year. Now would be a great time for you to start thinking about sending an email to all of those donors saying, Brazos Valley Gives is, I think it's 82 days away, and we hope you will join us again in supporting, for example, St. Vincent de Paul thrift store, etc. Let them know that you thank them for their donation last year. Let them know that you appreciate their support. Any impact information you can share about what happened since last year, how your organization is doing. And you may not want to do this in one email, but over the course of the next 4 to 5 weeks, start communicating with them and getting them ready to think about Brazos Valley Gives, whether they give on October the 1st or on Gives Day on October the 27th. Another unique part of early giving is, you'll notice we're calling it early giving. It's not scheduled giving, if any of you picked up on that. Last year, when a donor went online and they gave early, perhaps they were going to be on vacation, their donation did not run on their credit card until Gives Day. This year, any donation that is placed beginning October the 1st will automatically be credited to you, and that credit card will be run that day. So it's real-time donations from October the 1st until that Friday before Gives Day. So that's just something to think about. This year, some of you used volunteers last year, and I don't know how rich that experience was, but one thing about this year is that Civicor has added volunteer giving as a part of Gives Day. So on the ticker board and on the leaderboards, underneath the actual donations received, there will be information saying 564 volunteer hours were pledged by donors toward Brazos Valley Gives, nonprofit participants, etc. So that's an element that we want to celebrate giving, whether that's financially or the giving of time and talents. So that will be a featured part. In addition, when the donor, and Maylin, correct me if I'm wrong, when the donor completes their donation this year, there will be a specific area for them to recognize, I want to make a donation of time or talents to a specific nonprofit. So I think that's going to be a little more higher visibility. Is that correct?
That is correct, yes. It'll show on your My Donations form. On that tab, there'll be a column in there that says if they were looking to pledge hours to you.
Okay, that sounds great.
Yeah.
Another unique feature because of our COVID-19 community health issues and the various different nonprofits that are working one-on-one with families and individuals in providing support for rent assistance, utility assistance, etc. There is going to be a feature. It's not yet available because they are customizing this for our website, but there's going to be a tab at the very top so that if a donor wants to really focus and give, make a donation specifically to COVID-19 relief, there will be various different options for those nonprofits that have indicated we really need assistance in this COVID-19 relief area. So, and you're going to be able to self-select that as a nonprofit and kind of receive a little recognition and significance through that. Any questions about that? Okay. The other thing that I kind of just want to hone in on a little bit, and Maylin talked about it, and for the first time this year, while it's our second year, we really wanted to make another unique element available to nonprofits as part of their toolkit for Giving Day. So many of you may be familiar with peer-to-peer fundraising or a peer-to-peer campaign. And I'll use an example because this is how I really assimilated with it. But I've seen on Facebook some of my friends, perhaps they had a birthday or an anniversary. Instead of asking for gifts, they fill out a campaign or a giving page on Facebook, and they ask all their friends for a contribution toward a specific cause or a particular nonprofit that is important to them. And then you see over the period of time, the fact that they receive contributions toward their nonprofit that they wanted financial support to go to for their birthday or whatever. So too are we making this available through this online giving platform. You will see when you go to the online where it lists the nonprofits, each nonprofit can utilize this. They're called champion pages. So each one of your nonprofits, you've got champions out there. You've got donors who love what you do. Perhaps they help fundraise on your behalf. Perhaps this might be each one of your, if you're going to really engage your board members, you can use these peer-to-peer giving pages for that purpose as well. It can be friendly competition, but it allows an individual to kind of own the fact that I have a goal, I want to raise $1,000 for my favorite nonprofit. And then they utilize that platform. There will be a little giving profile specifically for them. It'll be tied back to your nonprofit. You'll see it affiliated with your giving efforts, but any and all donations that your champion out there receives, it goes directly to you. It will go into your giving dollars. It will be a part of your match. You're just using other individuals to amplify your efforts instead of just one giving portal that your nonprofit may have. So another idea, and I will share this with you as well, it's wonderful to have our A&M students back for the fall semester. And I know many of you have an affiliated sorority or fraternity that may have chosen you for their philanthropic cause. Think about engaging the philanthropy chair for that fraternity or sorority or student organization to work with you on your Brazos Valley Gives campaign for your nonprofit. That sorority or fraternity can create a peer-to-peer campaign page, and any and all of the members of that student organization can utilize that as a way to send out to their friends, their families, anyone and everyone, to make a donation toward their campaign that is ultimately going to benefit you. So it's a win-win all around, and it's just another opportunity and a resource for you in your toolkit as you work on your Brazos Valley Gives campaign this year. In addition, and this information is on the website. I've got just a little more information to provide, but at the very top, there are various different tabs. There's one that says Get Involved, and you can find some background information. I'm going to be adding some more details to that probably next week. I've just been a little busy this week, but nonetheless, we also have the capability for businesses to have giving pages. So perhaps you have businesses that are significant sponsors to your effort. They can very easily have a business giving page as well. And that information is also on the website for your use and information. Anybody have any questions or any other thoughts or things we need to cover right now?
Just noting we have about 3.5 minutes before
Okay.
the webinar
Yes,
ends.
Okay. Any questions, thoughts? As always, if you have any individual questions, please reach out. Just send it to brazosvalleygives@gmail.com. And Julie and Molly and I have engaged some other individuals. So I've got a great Bush student intern that is working on social media. Please reach out and connect and like all of our Facebook and Twitter, etc. So that will then go back to all your social media as well. I've got 2 more messages here. Hang on just a minute. The PPT from last time, how do we get that? The PowerPoint, what is PPT? Oh, the PowerPoint. Oh, I can, just send me an email and I'll verify what kind of PowerPoint you need. But any and all information is always available, so just reach out. And we're here to help and support and lift you up to be the best Brazos Valley Gives Day that we have had so far. We know the needs are great, and we're here to support you. And any and all Brazos Valley nonprofits are invited from outside of the community and outside of the 7 counties. So please extend that information and all. Anything else? We got 2 minutes.
There was someone asking if there's going to be prizes this year.
Oh, yes. We are currently, the incentive prizes will be announced sometime the middle of October, so stay tuned. We know you're very competitive, and we love that, but we are currently soliciting donations of at least $20,000 again this year. So those will be made available to any and all. We hope to have, again, some type of a community, Brazos Valley community celebration of philanthropy like we did last year, where we can celebrate and take pictures and distribute all these prizes. We're just going to have to wait and see. We've got some alternatives in place for possibly an outside venue as well. But we just want everyone to be involved. Have fun with this. If you want to have virtual events during the month of October, anything and everything can be done. Use your imagination. This is your platform to use to engage your current donors as well as those new donors that you had last year. So I see lots of thank yous and exciting, and we're ready. So on your mark, get set, go. And here's to a great Brazos Valley Gives in 2020. Thanks to all.